Hello there, this is the Bookkeeping Master on YouTube. Welcome to this video. This video is a tutorial for PriceAJob accounting software. If you're not familiar with PriceAJob, it's online software that has been specifically built for those working in the construction industry. It's great for estimating the price of jobs, project management, that sort of thing. Because this is a bookkeeping and accounting YouTube channel, obviously I'll just be focusing on the accounting side of the software. This video will contain a series of snippets that will show you everything from customers, suppliers and VAT returns. So things like recording customer payments, raising customer sales invoices, recording expenses, posting supplier invoices, calculating VAT, filing VAT returns, etc., etc. If you're after specific content, if you have a very specific question about PriceAJob, such as how do I raise a customer invoice, then I suggest you go to my website, which is freebookkeepingaccounting.com, click on free stuff, scroll down to PriceAJob, which is here, click start. These videos are all for free. You'll have a list that will link you to certain parts to this video. So if you're interested in just recording expenses, then click on that link on the following page and you'll be taken to that part in this video. If you have any questions about PriceAJob, I'm happy to help. Feel free to drop me an email. Just go to my website, my contact details can be found there. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's of benefit to you and I hope you enjoy it. To view and edit company details on PriceAJob accounting software, simply go to Settings at the top left of the screen and click on Company. The My Company screen will then appear. You can view and edit company information such as the company name, company address, company contact details, company financial year, the company number, whether the company is VAT registered or not with the VAT number, and other information. From this page you can also view your PriceAJob profile and your current license details. To add a new customer to PriceAJob accounting software, simply go to the customer module by selecting customers in the left hand sidebar. A list of current customers on PriceAJob will then appear. To add a new customer, simply select Add New Customer, fill in the relevant details such as the customer name, email address, mobile phone number, landline telephone number, and address details. Once the information has been entered, click Save. The customer will then appear on PriceAJob. Alternatively, you can add a new customer when raising a sales invoice or credit note. On the invoice screen, when you select Choose Customer, simply select Create New Customer, fill in the details, and select Save. The customer will then be listed on PriceAJob accounting software. To edit customer details on PriceAJob accounting software, simply go to the customer list by selecting Customers in the left-hand sidebar. The customer list will then appear. Select the customer that you need to change the details of. The customer details box will appear. You can add, edit, and delete customer information. Once this has been done, click Save, and the customer record will then be updated. To create or post a sales invoice / customer invoice to PriceAJob accounting software, simply go to the top ribbon to the quick buttons here and click Add Invoice. You'll be taken to the new invoice screen. Alternatively, you can go to the invoice module accessed on the left sidebar and click Add invoice. Either way, you'll be taken to the new invoice screen. Fill in the details starting from the top left. Choose the customer the invoice is to. If the customer is not an existing customer, simply click Create New Customer and fill in the details. If the customer is an existing customer and has been added to Price a Job accounting software, just click on the customer. Fill in the relevant details such as assigning the invoice to a project, the invoice number, the invoice date, invoice terms, the due date, and the VAT. Some of this data will be filled in automatically. For example, if the current invoice is 1260, then the following invoice will be 1261. If you have your own numerical invoice system, enter the number into the Price a Job accounting software, 5478 as an example. The next invoice will be 5479 automatically. Put in the invoice date, put in the terms. This is payment day terms. You'll see if I enter 15 days, then the due date is created automatically. Select the VAT amount. Enter the invoice description, the quantity, and price per quantity. You'll see that the invoice total is calculated automatically, so is the VAT and the gross amount. To add an extra line to the invoice, simply click on Add Item and another line will appear. You can enter multiple lines on the invoice. To delete lines on the invoice, just use the Delete button at the right end of every line. Once you're happy with the invoice, you can save the invoice, you can email the invoice, save it as a PDF or print it by selecting the appropriate button at the bottom right here. Whether you choose to print, PDF or email the invoice, you'll be able to customize the invoice on the preview screen, such as changing the placement of the logo, entering payment details and entering any notes. Once the invoice has been saved, it will appear on the invoice screen and be allocated to the customer account. To raise or record a customer credit note to Price a Job accounting software, simply go to the shortcut buttons on the top ribbon and select Add Credit Note. The new credit note screen will appear. Alternatively, you can go to the credit note module by selecting Credits on the left-hand sidebar and selecting Add Credit. Either way, you'll be taken to the new credit note screen. Select the customer the credit note needs to be issued to. If the customer is not showing, select Create New Customer and complete the details. Assign the project, enter the credit note number. This number is generated in numerical order automatically. If you wish to change the number, simply select the credit note number, enter your number 123 as an example. The next credit note you raise will be generated as 124. Select the credit note date, the VAT rate, and the payment method. Enter the details of the credit note, the quantity, and the price. The net amount, the VAT amount, and the gross amount will all show automatically. To add more lines to the credit note, simply click Add Item and fill in the details. To delete not needed lines, simply click the Delete button at the right end of each line. You can preview the credit note and customize the credit note, just as you would with an invoice. You can also add notes. Once you're ready, you can export the credit note or you can save it to the Pricer Job accounting software. Once it's saved, the credit note will appear on the credits page and be assigned to the customer account. To create a customer statement on Pricer Job accounting software, simply go to the Statement module by selecting Statement in the left-hand sidebar. The statement screen will then appear. Choose the customer you need the statement for. The statement will then appear on the screen. There are a number of options with regard to dates. To enter a custom date, select Custom Dates. Enter the from and to dates. The information will be updated automatically on the statement and in the account summary. Once you're happy with the statement, simply choose to email the statement, download as a PDF or print. With each of these options, you have the opportunity to review the statement, to customize the statement before downloading, printing or emailing. While reviewing the statement, you can add invoices and credit notes using the Add Transaction button showing on the screen here. When you're ready to create a statement for a new customer, simply choose the next customer, select the dates and start again. To record an expense or post a supplier invoice to Pricer Job accounting software, you need to go to the Expense module. You can access this module by clicking on Expenses in the left-hand sidebar. A list of expenses already recorded on Pricer Job will then appear. To add a new expense, simply click Add Expense. The Add Expense box will appear. This box can also be accessed by using the quick buttons on the top ribbon. Once again, the Add Expense box appears. To add an expense, fill in the details and click Save. Enter the amount. This is the gross amount including any VAT. Select the VAT rate. You'll notice that the VAT amount shows to the left in brackets. Select the date of the invoice or expense. Allocate the expense to an expense account. If the needed account is not showing, simply click New to add a new expense account to Pricer Job accounting software. Enter a subcategory on the option menu. Once again, if the subcategory is not showing, use New to add the subcategory. Enter the invoice number, a description, and if needed, allocate a customer and a project. Leaving the paid box ticked will record the expense as a paid expense on Pricer Job accounting software. Unticking the box and clicking Save will post the expense as a supplier invoice. You'll see that the latest transaction appears at the bottom here and it's showing as open. Once the supplier invoice has been paid, simply edit the transaction, click Paid and click Save. The invoice will now show as paid. The timesheet module on Pricer Job accounting software will allow you to keep record of employee or subcontractor working hours and expense. Simply go to the timesheet module by clicking on Timesheet in the left-hand sidebar. The timesheet page will then appear. To add an employee or subcontractor for a particular week, move to the week needed and click on the Add Employee button. A list of employees on Price-A-Job accounting software will then appear. If the needed employee or subcontractor is not appearing, simply create new and fill in the required information, such as the name, hourly rate, and contact information. Select the employee, assign a project to the employee's hours. The employee will then appear on the weekly timesheet. Fill in the hours the employee worked on each particular day. Alternatively, you can use the calculator to enter the information into the workaday box. This includes time in to time out, break, and the hourly rate. When these boxes have been filled, simply click Add Item to enter the amount onto the timesheet. If an error has been made, you can simply highlight each particular day and make the adjustment. Employee lines can be deleted by using the delete button at the end of each line. To file a VAT return using Price-A-Job accounting software, you have to go to the VAT module. This is accessed by going to the bottom of the left-hand sidebar and clicking on VAT. There are three options available: VAT return, VAT payments, and VAT liabilities. To view a list of filed returns and to view the current return, click on VAT return. A list of VAT returns will then appear under the heading of obligations. Any VAT returns that have been filed will show as fulfilled in the status column. The current VAT return will show as open. You'll also notice that in the right-hand sidebar, filed VAT returns appear with a tick, whereas open returns have a different status. To file VAT returns with Price-A-Job accounting software and with any accounting software, you will need to connect your HMRC VAT account to the accounting software. This is in line with HMRC's Making Tax Digital VAT. To connect your HMRC VAT account to Price-A-Job accounting software, simply click Reconnect and follow the instructions. You'll be asked to give Price-A-Job permission to act on your behalf, and you'll be asked to log in to your HMRC VAT account. Once that is done, your Price-A-Job account will be ready to file VAT returns with HMRC. To view returns on Price-A-Job accounting software, simply highlight the return you wish to view and left click. The VAT return will then appear. You can also use the right-hand sidebar to view returns by simply highlighting and clicking. On the VAT return page, let's view the current open return. The standard VAT return template is shown, which includes your company VAT number, your VAT scheme, and the date of the VAT return. If you're on a cash accounting VAT scheme, you can simply use the drop-down arrow to change from cash accounting to accrual accounting. If you need to see a breakdown of any of the figures shown on the VAT return, simply highlight the figure and left click. Alternatively, you can use the Details tab at the top here to see a breakdown of the figures on the VAT return. If you need to query any of the figures on this return, simply highlight and click on any of the transactions to be taken to the original transaction. There are also options to adjust figures on the VAT return if corrections need to be made. Once the VAT return is accurate and ready to be filed, simply click Submit to file the return with HMRC. If you're unable to submit your VAT return, it's likely that you need to connect your HMRC account to PriceAJob accounting software and give PriceAJob permission to act on your behalf. This is done by clicking the Reconnect button and filling in the details. The VAT payments page will show you all payments made to your VAT account, and the VAT liabilities page will show you all filed VAT returns. This information is gathered directly from your HMRC account and is not taken from PriceAJob accounting software.